Hello, Jane. You first. All right. Daryl says hi, Randy. Hello, Daryl. Jane, Annie, the mama R says hi ho, people. Hello. Jane says, oh my God, did I win a prize? Yes, you won a prize. Carmen says, hey, hello, Carmen. Jane says, hi, Daryl. Jane says, hi, Annie. Man, that started off good. I like that. And Annie says, just call me Annie Honey. Okay, Annie Honey. Daryl says, Carmen. Jane says, hi, Carmen. Annie says, hi, Jane. I may have to, a guy may come get a set of tires put on. If he does, I'll just take y'all down there and set it on as I put it up. But if I do, I won't be able to chat. Y'all just have to watch. But let's see. I don't know if he's coming or not. And he said, hi, Jane. Jane, Annie, then 3 dots. And Daryl says, Annie. Jane says, hi, Annie, honey. Hello. I was calling you, honey. Oh, you told me to call you Annie, honey. Oh, Lord. Hey, Jane, honey, said Annie. This could get confusing. Let's see. Carlo said, hey, what's up, Pops? Hello, Carlo. And it says, how I see why y'all rile up Olivia. No, Olivia riles herself up. We don't. Son Wolf says, hi. Hello, Son Wolf. Jane says, LOL. I thought perhaps she was clarifying what to call her. That's me too. Jane says, hey, Carlo. See, Daryl says, so you have to work all weekend? I do. And it's going to be one of those, tomorrow might be a 12 or 14 hour day. We hadn't figured it out yet. As long as they were willing to work, they got just a couple days to put 2 miles of track in. So I got to go in early and stay late. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know about the videos or the lives. I think Randy's going to try to do the lives for me if I can't make it, but I don't see me being able to make it, but we'll see. Carlos says, hello, Jane. Daryl says, big. Carlos says, what's up, Mac? Whoop. Be a good payday, but I needed to be here. I got a lot of stuff to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll be good money, but what are you going to do with the money if you're at work? Pete says, what are your pronouns? Man, that's one thing I did not do good in school. I never did learn pronouns, nouns, verbs, and all that mess. I just didn't care for that kind of stuff. Noah says, hello, lad. Hello, Noah. Junior says, from Philippines, hello. Jane says, yeah, R3 is slacking. About time he put to put him to work. There you go. I see you did have a live today, though. Daryl, so you're the supervisor, right? I am the employee. It's called EIC for us, employee in charge. Yes. I have the track all weekend. Well, I took it out of service, but they give it to me. Yes, so I've got the track till Monday morning. Noah says, since when you support Trump? I didn't know we talked about it, Noah. Noah says, hi, Noah, but we don't talk politics. But I do support Trump, but we don't talk politics on here because we don't want to controversial subjects. Sunwood says, I think it is good how you read every word in the stream and not ignore them. I don't like it. I cannot stand for somebody to ignore it. So when I do it, I try to, if y'all write it, I'll read it. Well, to an extent. Jane said, Pete, call him sir. Amith says, hello from Sir Glance. I'm sure I said that wrong. If I did, I'm sorry. Joker said hi. Jane said, welcome, Philippines. Pete says, yes. Pete laughed. Annie says, no, honey, sorry. I call everyone honey. It's a habit I've picked. Whoop, up. It's going too fast. Here we go. I picked up old habits die hard. Sorry again for the confusion. Hey, we just joking around. We're making fun. It's cool. Jane says, hi, Emma, I think. Annie says, so what is this live about? Good vibes, good talks, a bunch of good people come in here and just meet up every day at 6 p.m. And we talk about just about everything. No politics, no religion, and nothing negative. It's all got to be positive stuff. And you'll find out if you hang around here long, some days we get in here, we can't hardly, our sides be hurt, we laughing so hard. Ricky says, are you from Canada? No. United States, North Carolina. No, it's religion is okay. It's okay for everybody to have their own religion, but we don't want to talk about it. Rhonda said, good evening. Oh, hello, Rhonda. Grandma said, hi, Pops. Hello, Grandma. Joker laughing. Grandma said, hi, Jane. Annie says, oof. No comment on politics. Not for you. I like boobs. Hey, that makes two of us. We got something in common. Some people might not want to talk about it, but hey, we're usually where there's one, there's another one. Carlos says, hello, Grandma. Grandma says, hi, NNC. Jane says, aloha, Grandma. Jay says, make America great again. Rhonda says, I listened last night, but sorry, had a headache. Sorry about that, Rhonda. Grandma said, hi, big boy, not for you. Trindad. Daly says, hello, Mr. Kavat. Sometimes I wonder if y'all just put a bunch of letters together to muck with me. Standing on Mars says, loving the green string shirt. Thank you. It's not a green string shirt, but I do like it. I've been meaning to switch that too. I got to figure out how Randy does that. Standing on Mars, 11. Oh, yeah, I just read that. Sorry. Let's see. Daily 88. Do you know Indonesia? No, I don't know. Grandma says, hey, Jane. Ricky says, are you in Canada? Rhonda says, hi, Grandma. I am way behind. Hi, Grandma. Standing. Jay says, how are you? Jane says, Pete, I have no clue. James, NNC. Maria, the green screen shirt, LOL. Grandma said, hi, Ricky. Daily 88 says, Indians will play on the World Cup 2026. Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. Grandma says, hi, Maria. Annie said, oh, so you're picking on me after you helped me this morning? That means you fit right in. Rhonda says, Maria. Jane says, standing, wait. He will appear with his green shirt. Jane says, hi, Rhonda. Rhonda says, Annie. Ease down a little bit, see if I can do it without losing everything. Grandma says, hi, Annie. Jane says, Maria. Maria says, Jane. Jane says, who was picking on you, Annie? Daryl said, NNC, Grandma. Carlos said, hello, Maria. Matthew says, can you say 6-7? I can't. I've never been able to pronounce those two letters. And it says, hello, Miss NNC. I've heard about you, honey. Not for you. I travel a lot globally. No politics talk, and stay away from religion is a good rule. We don't want to keep it. We don't want to offend nobody. We want to come in here and have a good time. That's what we're all after. Grandma says, hi, Mike. NNC says, Rhonda says, thank you. It's better just need a nap. Annie says, Mr. Never Done Projects, Jane, honey. I don't remember picking on you. Grandma says, hi, Matthew. Rhonda says, oh, I'm okay. Wait a minute, I did say something, I think. Maria, he's Randy, not Mr. Never Done Projects. Grandma said, hi, not for you. Jane, LOL. Oh, Annie, call him Pops or Pops, honey, LOL. Kevin said, are you, does it matter? Annie says, you know Olivia well. Rhonda. Annie says, okay. Jane says, not for you. Welcome. Ricky says, hello. I'm going to buy my first gun. Is the 911 a good one? I have no idea about what a 911 is. But if it's a good gun, you'd have to do research. Owning a gun's good anyway, anytime, if you ask me. Rhonda said, Olivia. Kevin says, asking stupid questions. Jane, Kevin, wrong channels. That's right, Jane, tell him. I'm so mad I can't. Rhonda says, oh, just from here, Annie. Annie says, I figured. Maria, are you one of those Olivia friends, Annie? Rhonda said, which is enough for me. Arkson, I just came. Cool. Jack says, eat a cod. Okay. Jane says, I like codfish. They little squares. They're pretty good. Annie says, I'm her cousin, Maria. I said, what's happening right now? We're reading comments. I'm trying to get caught up. Getting close, too. Maria said, nice. We have 2 of Olivia now. Jane said, hi, Arkson. Lots of trolls. Rhonda said, oh, okay. Nice, Annie. Welcome. Hey, I am caught up. Ah! Rhonda said, Maria laughed. Ain't that many trolls in here, just a couple goofy people. Captain Bucky says, meow, meow. Got 16 people and 12 thumbs up. Yo, come on now. Help me out. It's 12 minutes in. We got to stay ahead of the count for a little while anyway. Let's see. Jane says, hi, Bucky. Or hey, Bucky. Grandma says, hey, hi, Captain. Lube said, there's some dirt on your wall. Oh, wait. It's the American flag. Well, you're welcome to stay, but if you don't like my flag, you're welcome to leave. We all got our opinion. They're just like our assholes. We all got one. Maria says, okay, now that's a mad kitten. Jane says, how's Bucky? Justin said, hello, everyone. Captain Bucky says, I went for a ride today. Amps said, who told? Rhonda says, hi, Bucky, hope you're feeling better. Annie says, no, actually more like my mother than my high energy uncle or my dad, honey. Oh, way more calm and patient. Maria says, I'm feeling hungry right now. Jane says, Lumpy, move on. Grandma says, hi, Justin. Amps says, wave and check. Maria says, how old are you, Annie, if you don't mind me asking? Rhonda says, hi, Justin and Carmen. Wave with 2 hearts. Annie says, I'm 25. Captain Bucky says, in a new truck and crashed it. Oh, I was going to say, don't be picking around like that, Bucky. Leon said, Israel controls the U.S. If you say so. AM1 Go TV says, hi, Africa. Jane said, Maria, you need to grab snacks before the big show. Annie said, married and I have 2 kids. AM1 Go TVs, guess that'd be 3 smiley faces. Amp says, gave you a like. I'm out. Well, don't leave so mad, buddy, but thank you for the like. Heck, reach over and hit subscribe too. I do appreciate it. I think we got 15 more. We'll be at I think it's 2.7. I think it is. Might be 2. I thought it was 2.7. But anyway, let's see. Jane says, hi, Justin, honey. Oh, wait. Hi, Justin. And he said, who is Justin? Justin is my youngest son. Thought he'd be here today. I might have to be working by myself if the guy shows up. Jane said, thanks, Amps. Maria said, LOL, if the big show takes 2 hours, I should bring a meal, not just snacks. Shouldn't be eating in the middle of the night. That's not good for you. Grandma said, "Hey, Africa." Captain Bucky says, "I went to the station today and sat at my desk, and everyone bugged the hell out of me." Jay said, "Iran or USA? How about both? We got love for everybody. My heart's big enough for the whole world." Rhonda says, "Randy's youngest son, aka Justin, to Olivia and others." Jane said, "True, Maria, but actually don't eat so late, lol." AZ, "Hey, Pops, I'm back." Well, thank you, AZ, for coming back. And he says, "Oh, so he's the guy Olivia calls Timu Justin Bieber." Yes. Maria, "I always eat in the middle of the night. You're not going to change my mind by your words." No, I don't intend on. That's what you do, not me. I just mess picking with you. You eat whenever you want to. It's your life. Captain Bucky says, "Younger peanut gallery to me." That's right. Jay says, "USA is bad. Iran is good." If that's what you think. Jane said, "Hi, AZ." EG said, "I testify there is no God except Allah, and my Father is the master of all." If that's what you feel, but remember, we don't talk politics. That's your right to believe whatever you want, and I got my right to believe my ways too. So we're all winners. Rhonda said, "Bucky." Grandma said, "Hi, AZ." I'm getting behind talking. Sorry. Easy English says, "I testify there is no God." I just read that. Sorry. I just read that one. I think he put it twice. Hey, look at there. He put it 3 times. Whoop. There you go. You got it struck out there. Chuggalo. "Hello, American friend." Hello, Chuggle Down Brim. Justin got you. Easy. I give you a chance to keep talking. Look at you. Jay, move on. That's right. Tell him, Jane. Rhonda said, "Yes, Andy, AC Pops, can you kick the troll?" I can, but I'll be honest with you, it's aggravating for me to try to get it and keep up. So either somebody else kick them or I'll just ignore them. It does make it hard for me to read when their dumbasses can't, they can't get it through their head what I'm trying to say. I hear what they say and I let them go with it, but anyway. Let's see. Captain Buggy says, "I'm thinking about quitting my position at the station." No, well, why would you do that? I thought you said you had to have a good standing job. Rhonda said, "Hi, all." Grandma said, "Hi, Mitchell, Michael, Jane, Bucky, you can kick trolls." Jane says, "I got it, Jane." Jane said, "Hi, Michael." Jane, "Thanks, Justin." Carlos says, "Hey, Justin." Michelle says, "Hello, Grandma and Jane." AZ said, "Thanks for kicking the dang troll." Jane, "The problem is the trolls fill up the chat." This is true. Maria, "What does troll mean?" It's where people come in and they say stupid stuff. All they're here for is to make somebody mad. That's all it is. They're here to troll us and make us mad. Hey, that's my one thing I taught you today. Hot dog. Lunch said, "Hey, can you do a backflip into a handstand while talking about politics standing on top of a Vivo burnout?" I sure can. Belgium says, "Kego Syria. Nice flag. Cool. Thinking about going to trucking. Woo." Jane says, "Hey, Lotus." Carlos said, "What's up, Lotus?" Lotus says, "Hello, hello." Grandma said, "Hi, Lotus," and Lotus says, "Hi, Carlo." Annie says, "Hello, Justin, honey. I have heard many good things about you, buddy. AZ trolls are the guys that come in here to just aggravate people." Lotus said, "What's up, grandmas?" Belgium said, "Ancam fully." I guess let me try something here. Let's see. If I translate the English, will that tell me what they're saying? No, it still the same letters. Oh well. But they keep saying the same thing. So they're either there might not be trolls. They might be just stuttering. Michael says, sitting on a football practice in Thomasville. Dang, you ain't too far from us, Michelle. Jane said, Lotus, he can even fart in a bag and mail it to his fans while doing backflips. Hey, I got the money for it, but he never did send the address. I didn't think I'd ever do that, but I can actually tell that story now. Rhonda said, how was your Thursday or two almost as long as my Monday here? Yes. Maria said, okay, thanks. That's one new word for the day. Lotus says, you the man. Maria says, see, you can be a good teacher. Thank you. Maria said, it's not as hard as you think it is. Oh, I understand how to do it. Everybody learns different. That's what people don't understand, I feel. Jane said, Bucky, live of Interhurst. Y'all read that. Yeah, Bucky, you read that. Carlos says, hi, Sebro. Said, damn it. Yes. Bucky said, safer and I make good money. Yeah, but you're gone all the time unless you get a local. Grandma said, who's winning, Mike? Michelle? AZ said, by the way, Pops, I am behind. By the way, Pops, my dad almost died last week. Almost crashed into a car. Holler what jumped the median. Man, I'm glad he didn't, but shoo. Jane said, it's practice, Grandma. AZ said that. Rhonda said, Bucky, through not ask, but please don't trust me. Marcus, greetings from Poland. All right, from Poland, thank you. Jane said, AZ, is he okay? Adam says, Jesus is the only way to the Father. He is the way, truth, and life. John 14:6. Thank you. We still don't talk politics or religion. Michelle, it's a practice game. It's Monday. Hold on a minute. It's just practice game. It's Monday. Where are you that it's Monday? Wait a minute. I thought this was Thursday. You messing with me? Michelle, you messing with me? This is what? AZ said Poland, strong, stroke together, strong, pretty flag though, red and white. And it says, hello, Lotus. So, are you a patriot? Yeah. Grandma says, hi, Marcus. Jane said, welcome, Polo. I just said, I might have just, there it is. A said, yes, my dad is good. Just light damage to the back of the car, but it'll buff out. Well, that's good. Thank you. Goodness. Tarek said, hi. Mark said, AZ, yes. Michelle, so far, the only lost one game and won two. Emery said, America, the worst country I ever seen. Have you seen it, or are you going by somebody else's word? Have you actually come over here and seen America for you to say it's the worst country you ever seen? Have you come over here and seen it, and you've seen all the other countries in the world, and this is the worst one? Al Bazur, what it says, hello. Ron said, trucking destroys families. Yes, because what they do is they go up and down the road and they try to talk to all the other wives when their husband's at work, and they destroy shit. Don't trust a trucker. Grandma says, cool, Michelle. Carlos said, Lotus, I uploaded a short of vid of the last was a handful. Captain Bucky said, it's just an idea. Well, buddy, you got to make yourself happy, but you don't want my opinion on that one. Grandma says, hi, Q. Jane says, AZ, I'm glad he's okay. We had wrong way drivers on suicide missions on Interstate 70. He killed himself and two other people. Man. So, yes, they practiced through the rec department in Thomasville, but his game is on Monday. Oh, now I get it. The games are on Monday. This is practice. I got you. Sorry, I thought you were messing with me. Let's see. Carlos says to drive on the surface. I was running on at Elois. Michelle said, games are usually Saturday, but Monday is at the high school under the lights. Cool. Jane said, Art said, move on. We don't need you here. The thumbs up on the way out. Yeah. What she said, make sure you get them thumb up though. Let's see. Okay. Way out. Arco says Obama 2028. Good Lord. Soccer, are you okay where you bumped your head? Maria said, what? It's Friday for me. Yeah, you're ahead of me. It's over. We're Thursday afternoon. Captain Buggy says, I got into an accident. AZ had to have open heart surgery. And it took him about a week. He's got such a big heart. They really had to do good work on him. Spotted, he said, good evening, sir. I hope you're well. I am, and hope you are. Jane said, hi, Splotty. I know I'm messing that word up. Give me another name, something I can call you. Rhonda said, 26 years gone, and I've never saw it coming. Sorry, but true. Grandma said, hi, Splotty. Jane said, hey, Pops, my ex was over-the-road trucker. I don't mess around on him. I didn't mess around on him. I was too busy taking care of our 3 kids and working. I didn't say his wife, the truckers. They sat in the truck all the time calling other wives while their husbands at work. I didn't mean it the wife was. That's not the way I meant it. The truckers were sitting in the truck on the phone all the time talking to the women the women's husbands at work. Rhonda says, okay, I've got to run, but I hope y'all are very nice evening. Thank you, Rhonda. Have a good day. Jane said, take care, Rhonda. Grandma said, bless your heart, Jane. Rhonda said, thank you, Jane. Hun, you too. Jane said, Grandma, that's just part of the story. Grandma says, have a great night. Rhonda, God bless you and your family. Lotus says, I'm back. Lotus says, hi, Jane, how are you? Rhonda said, sad but true, or two. I know. Yes. Believe me, I know. Jane said, oh yeah, that was probably doing stupid shit. Yep. He was probably doing stupid shit. It's probably why you call him X. Daryl said, sorry, I haven't been mighty much, been editing. Hey, believe me, Daryl, I do understand. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I haven't been in yours. I've kept it on every single day, but I've not been able to react and everything because I've been here doing videos and stuff. So if anybody understands, I do. Captain Bucky says, Annabelle says hi. Hello, Annabelle. That's it. Says, show me your neck, huh? Rhonda said, Lotus. AZ says, by the way, Pops, I didn't deliver on the chain burnout, but I did a nice pull for you. Okay. Rhonda said, thank you, Grandma. AZ said, I'll send the unlisted link in a second. I think you can put it on our community page, I think. If you can figure out how, you're welcome to.
How are we doing?
I'm doing well.
Messing you about getting some tires mounted.
Give me just a second. I'll be right down there.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'll be right there. All right, everybody. I'm going to have to go down here and turn this air compressor on and get this guy in. I will take y'all with me, but as you see, I will not be able to respond. So y'all can just watch, or I can hang up, whichever one y'all want to do. Let's see. All right, Rhonda says we want to go, so y'all going. Please understand, I will not be able to talk. Y'all can just watch. I hope it's not a hard job. Go over here and turn the old noise maker on. Really don't know where y'all will be good at, but what I'm gonna do is put y'all right here and see if this will help out some. Might have to twist it down just a little bit. I'll try to get it set on the TV. Give me just a minute. I don't know if that'll give me good enough or not. But
Every time they do new gravel, I just like that. I got 2 inches.
oh Lord, you said you got tires? All right, just the front, just pull right in here.
That ain't gonna be.
I'll try to get y'all set up here so I can read some of the comments anyway. I get it set up here so I can try to see a little bit of what everybody's saying here.
Let me share something with you. You can have gatherings there. I got it's just now, I just got to look at the date. Hey, I got a mobile kitchen. Got a mobile kitchen. It's got the grill and the fry, got the pot, and boiler, got the big green egg, that. I'll just put that on the deck. That's the green grill. It's got hot water. It's completely it's got the water tank on it. Got the gray water tank on it. Built-in hot water heater. automatic instant hot water heater. Just anything you want.
Cool. We do cook every Sunday morning too now. Right there. We go live.
That's all, yeah, that's the one I got there.
We go live every Sunday morning and talk.
That's pretty cool.
See, this is what everybody's saying, and this is what they're saying.
So we're live.
We're live, that's right. Lotus there from Ohio, James from Ohio. Andy there, she just told me where she's from, I can't remember. One of them's from Thomasville watching the ball game. Might be, and then you'll see somebody come up in a minute. They're from,
That's pretty cool. I didn't know you can't plug steel radio tires. I
What
guess,
now?
you know.
we doing
I
that.
got a hole in that one right there. Okay, well, you know, I've plugged 100 times, these tires.
You got your merch spring on? I don't want to raise up and take off up with your grass.
But now, I'm consistently gonna plug the tires that are on that roadway. Then, I couldn't get, you know, the board to go through the damn tire. I seen the hole, it was simple, and it was clear, the hole was there. I couldn't punch through it for nothing. So then I took a drill. Then I drilled in it, see if I get a plug in it. I went through one small plug and a large plug.
Now,
Couldn't get the damn thing to stop.
we, you got your, love,
Yeah.
um, but now, I quit using those type of plugs and, went to, boots. The boots are a lot better.
Right.
Yeah, it's like a mushroom.
Like I said, every time they put their gravel down on the road, I'm getting flat tires.
But, I mean, if you wanna keep buying new tires, that's fine too.
But no, I don't want to do that.
You wanna get
You
them
do
out?
take card, don't you?
I do not. It has to be cash. Because, we don't.
I sent you a message a little bit ago.
I was on live, if that's that phone there, we don't,
Oh, buddy, I don't have no cash. You been here more than, I'm in the house, I'm not paying you. Like I said, I just live right down there. I was wondering about that, I was afraid about that, and then my contractor here. So I'm damn sure not gonna drive to jail. But I had to get this done, I got to go to work Sunday morning, and I was gonna be in trouble. And I didn't want to take the wheels and tires off and take them somewhere to get them fixed. I was hoping, I figured they would get me here. I even pay you extra. just give you a free rental on that kitchen. That's why they won't take them things off of my job. Hell, the damn thing's worth bad tires. I mean, that's trend on it. It's got about 3 or 4 in that one. So y'all doing pretty good here?
Yeah, I mean, it comes and goes. The problem I'm running into is when we started clearing the property. My oldest boy's the one that bought this place, not me. It's his, and he cut a tree and it fell on him. So he's in a wheelchair for a while. We're hoping that he goes for a X-ray on the 31st, and we're hoping he can stand and shake everybody's hand here because he usually does the cooking. So we're hoping that
Yeah. Oh, come on.
So we're hoping that he's planning on trying to go back to work in December, the first week of December. He can't.
So now you the one works on the train?
We both do. I'm a track inspector, and he drives the train,
Oh, look.
and we work for the same company. It went so southbound.
That'd be a cool job to have, but.
Yeah. It's fun. Well,
That's there, you come in here, you get off 5, come in here at 5, work the 9 every day of the week.
yep.
God, darn.
I'm usually here anywhere from, I get here around 5:30, and I'm here to about anywhere from 10 to midnight.
I didn't know y'all was here tonight, I've come out like 3 or 4 times this week.
Yeah, it's,
Yes, I got the number off the sign out there.
yeah, it's, like I said, it's the, we're here when everybody else is gone. When everybody else is asleep.
What you gotta do with the heat of the day?
No? Do what?
It's nice and cold today.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it works. I was plugged in, had the fan plugged up. You say you got that? Oh, very good.
Damn, it's that shame, but that's good, I can get rid of. Yeah, but I tried to plug that one, that wire in it. I didn't get it to stop out.
I don't think y'all are gonna make sure they're not directional.
And then I just noticed they didn't have to go through it. Anyway, right.
This is inside, so that's the inside, this is the outside.
I didn't know they was gonna go like that.
They do, sometimes we put a set on for a lady and somebody told her that we put them on backwards. And sure enough, two of them was, put on backwards.
Well, how was they able to notice?
The tread pattern, most of them got dots, and the dots usually go to the outside to go by to where the, valve stem is. But this one has, this one's got marked on the inside. But then these don't have, dots.
We'll sort of pull it out.
We got a little cheater.
Never seen that before. Now what are you putting in there?
35.
35.
You want more? That's usually what I put on.
Get up to over 40 before the light would go off.
Okay, well, if it's got a light, most times the new ones are taking 40. Usually small cars are 35, but,
You see now with my truck? Yeah. I made those two, I always put 35 in it. But it says max load 45.
yeah.
I don't think you put the max load on it. I don't know. I always liked it when everything had 35, but. Or 32.
Yeah. I did 43, just keep it over, and, over the light mark. There you go.
So no, when I rotate them, is there considering they're gonna be turned some way? Does that matter?
This means inside, outside of the wheel. So when you rotate them, it's still gonna stay the same.
Y'all do a great job.
You want?
You do a great job. Cause I know this is going to. looks like some old generator in there. That looks like some old generator in there.
They're full of valve stems and rubber.
I've had them for here for 40 years.
Well, we hope you keep coming back.
Oh, we'll definitely come back. Not even on that dirt road.
Yeah, that's what I took off with the screwdriver. They had them in here. They had stickers and these on the outside.
Damn, I'm old. Somebody called my car a rat job.
Do what?
Somebody called my car a rat job. I don't know what the hell that means.
No. That's Boggy. His sister, he calls her a rat. He's got a shop, and they're all the time coming back and forth, and he calls her a rat. She's got some health problems, and he takes care of her.
I don't think I can handle somebody watching me all the time.
There you go.
How much is it, man?
Well, it's $15 a tire, so it'd be $30. If you take your tires, it's $30. If you leave them, $5. If you bought the tire from us, I'd keep it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, let me take them with me. Yeah.
Cause I gotta pay to get them, when
I use them for shooting out.
when I gotta pay to get rid of them. And it's all in, when I buy the tire.
Okay, look, now, I'll be probably gone to the long time more evening. What did I put that name?
You want to look at it?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you, like I said, I'm gonna let the dirt road out there. So, you'll be getting plenty of business from me.
That's fine. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, well, I got plenty of fresh glazed eggs. Do you need any eggs? And I'll leave you some eggs too.
We cook every Sunday.
Okay, I'll leave you some fresh glazed eggs.
That's, the
We appreciate it. And yeah, she'll be getting plenty of business from us.
All right, appreciate it. Now let me get my hands cleaned up and we'll go back there and resume where I left off. Well, at least I got video for tomorrow. So, sneak peek, if anybody's in the live, you'll see the same thing on the video tomorrow. All right, everybody. See if I can get back to my regularly scheduled program. Sorry about that, everybody. Get back to my time to get off the love. All right, let's see here. Adam says, can we get this guy to say Never Done Projects is the best? I can. Rhonda says, eggs, is that orange t-shirt? Please, thank you. Boggy says, Lotus, if you fall into your own trap. Grandma said, yes, Lotus, I did, but mine makes boost and turbo noises. Boggy says, time to go home. Let's see. Grandma says, so do mine. Lotus says, you late for supper, soft pizza night. Loranda says, another evening, another $1. Good job, R2. Thank you. I just hope he comes back and pays. He said he left a message, but I'm of course on the phone with you guys, so I didn't see it. But he didn't bring cash with him, so oh well. Anyway, Lotus says, God didn't even do a burnout. Well, he did spin up the gravel when he left, I will say that. I should have videoed it. See, Annie says, what did he do to you, Lotus? Jonathan isn't that soft. Daryl says, LOL. Lotus Boggy says he is sorry. James, oh my God, you're not going to believe it. Tanya showed up with pizza. Thanks, Daryl. No way. Daryl promised me pizza one time. Grandma said, welcome back, Pops. Thank you, Grandma. And he says, he is just my oversized teddy bear. Rhonda says, that customer watches the channel. he might now. I don't know. Let's see. That customer watches the channel. He wore that orange t-shirt for discount. Yeah. Lotus said, whoop, I lost Lotus. Not like I ain't missed half of y'all talking anyway, but still. Boggy says he saw. I read that. He changed his own role. Oh, there you go. And he says, that gave me 2 kids. Yes, he can. Lotus, Maria, Randy, why do you force people to wear shirts by your favorite color when they come to your shop? Because it's my way or the highway. If you got a flat tire, you come in here wearing orange is the only way you get respect. You know what's funny? I didn't even realize he was wearing an orange shirt. Y'all, I'm running across my mind now, but I did not even realize he was wearing an orange shirt. Daryl says, you're welcome, Jane. Jane said, thank you, Daryl. Lotus says, oh, well, he's not that bad. And he says, and change the tire. Adam said, it's a Kia. It won't do a burnout if it's set in dish liquid. Rhonda said, he'll come back. If not, his chickens can go get it. Kidding. He's not too far. He'll be back. If not, it'll be all right. Did you know said he loves America? Thank you. Did you know? I'm glad you love America like that. Thank you. And hey, we love you back, man. Woman, man, whatever you are. Let's see, Daryl, have you have Tanya rolling or two? Sorry. Adam says Daryl gets pizza. Nobody else that gets it when they show up. But I will say, we went to Mexican when I showed up last time. Lotus says, can he build a table from a tree? I don't know, can he? Let's see, Maria. That's rude. They have their own opinions and they like other colors. Maybe he doesn't like orange and you forced him to wear it. That's not nice behavior. Maria, I hope you're joking because I have no idea the man even had an orange shirt on. Y'all the one told me that. Let's see, Daryl said, she said she's got you. Randy says, I heard a tree. There you go. Boggy, I never said I was sorry, and still he is a sissy boy.
Adam said, Daryl. Rhonda said, LOL, Maria. Lotus said, run, Randy. Adam laughed. Daryl, Adam, Annie, Lotus, he cannot do that, but he can make swords and knives. Lotus, see, not Buggy approve, and Buggy a good judge of character. And he says, that's his hobby. Maria said, poor man, may God never send him to this shop again. He better come back, he didn't pay me. Maria said, just kidding. I know, Maria. I hope. I gotta remember you learning our English, so I take it as you just been one of our friends forever, and you know what I'm meaning, and I think I know what you do mean, and sometimes it's not what I'm thinking. Sorry. Adam said, what time is the best lesson learned cost you a little bit of money? Yeah, that's it. That's what I told him. He said, I'll be back. I said, well, if you don't, I'll remember who you are, and if that little bit of money breaks me, I said, I promise you, you'll need me before I need you. He lives on a dirt road, so those tires had a lot of plugs in them. That one looked like a big old piece of bubble gum stuck in it, and he couldn't get it to stop. Let's see, and he says, and Nicholas has just an asshat who refuses to admit they will be good friends. I didn't catch that in time. Sorry, I would have changed that name. I know he don't like being called that name. Let's see. There it is. Sometimes the best lessons learned cost a little bit of money. That's right, Daryl. Adam. Lotus says, are you sure Boggy and oil changing woodworker sounds not too bad? Daryl says, Mexican is number one. It was good. Now, I'll tell you what. Now, it made me chase a bathroom down on the way back, but it was good. See, Adam says, yeah, he definitely made up with that Mexican restaurant, and place is killer. It is awesome. Lotus said, they planned it, Maria. Boggy says, he can't work with wood. Pay attention, Lotus. Maria, so you don't see colors, how you couldn't notice? I didn't even notice. I really did not notice he was wearing an orange shirt. Now that y'all said something, I've thought back, and he was wearing an orange shirt, but I didn't pay no attention. My mind didn't focus on it. I'm not as hard on orange as you think. It's just what I like. Let's see. Northeastern Mods. Hey, everybody, what's up? I hadn't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming back. Whoop. Let's see. Let's see. Philip, what is that? King, are you Turkish? Nope. American. Adam said mods. Buggy, she said she is a smith. Lord have mercy. Smiths aren't good around here, not to me. Around this area. Lotus said swords and knives are cool. Buggy, not as good as guns. Maria says, and he didn't pay? Oh my God, yeah, he did. He said both tires were going flat. I couldn't let him leave, even though he did ask me, did we take card, and we don't take card. So, it's the honor system, I guess. If he don't come back, I learned a lesson. Let's see. And Boggy says, and do say my name, and don't say my name. And Rhonda said he's coming for Sunday breakfast, but he'll be bringing eggs. There you go. Maria said, lying. I never lie. Adam said, Maria, no, not me. Rumpelstiltskin. Oh. Camera back at the regular angle. Hello, Pops. Hello, Rumple. And he said, okay. So he doesn't like guns. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Everybody's got their opinions. Maria said, so if a guy comes to your shop without a head, you wouldn't notice it? You wouldn't notice it? Well, it just pissed me off he wasn't talking. Lotus says, damn, I should have had Randy save some of the tree so I could make him a nice table out of it. It's still laying out there. Boggy said, that's why I can't like him. Lotus said, everything is wrong with that. Maria said, you're going to be like, okay, Dad, man, your tire is ready. Give me the cash. That's right. Show me the money. As long as he drives away. Adam said, LOL, Maria, only if he had an orange hat on. That's right. Boggy said, exactly. Grandma said, hi, Northeastern. Annie says, don't make me hit you. Remember last time? Adam said, gotta go, guys. Take it easy. See you, Adam. Daryl says, you're a good man, Randy, just like when y'all come up here and the travelers has issues. Man, I try my best to do everything I can for people. Maria might not believe it, but I am a good person. Rumpel says, honor system, make it barter. You don't pay, I take a kidney. There you go. Term, sometimes I lie when telling the truth. Man, that's an awful way of looking things, Term. Lotus says, come hide here, Buggy. I got a pond close by. Once I run the boat, the one I run the boats in. Oh, so you're getting him to move out of my pond? Well. Daryl said, see ya, Adam. Grandma said, have a great night, Adam. God bless you and the family. And he says, it's not like he says nobody should have guns. He just doesn't like shooting them. Maria, I'm a good person too. I never said you wasn't. Lotus says, LOL, save it and bring me 6 foot of the base next time you come up, and I'll make you some badass NDP epoxy river table. Hey, don't say it if you don't mean it, because I'll liable to show up with a piece of wood. Daryl said, losing a kidney after that pizza? Woo! Grandma said, Pops, have a great night. Thank you for your love. God bless you and the family. God bless you, Grandma. And you have a good night, too. Good night, everyone. God bless you and all the family. Maria. And I never said you're a bad guy person. Ah, you have. Yeah, you have. Rumble said, Grandma, later. Later said, blowing stuff up. Daryl, my Grandma, Boggy said, still can't like him. Who are you not liking, Boggy? Lotus said, bring it. I may ask you to help with the epoxy costs. That's fine. If you make a badass table out of something, I'll pay for the epoxy. Maria says, I only say nice things. I thought you said you didn't lie. Daryl said, who, Boggy? Boggy says, I'm bigger than him. Who are we talking about? I know I missed half my life, but who are we talking about? Who are you talking about, Willis? Maria says, show the evidence then. When I said you were a bad person. I can go back and find it in the live. That's the night that you said something about how bad I was, and I said I'd just go play in traffic. I think you said, not word for word, but you basically said I was about the worst human being on earth. Well, you said Annie's husband, Jonathan, Pops, now let me go. Oh, okay. I knew I missed something. Annie said, my husband? Maria said, me? Yep. That's not me. Just like a female, say stuff and don't remember it. Sushi, is your head injured? Well, right here, yeah, it is. I busted it back in 7th grade, but it's all good. My mama dropped me on it. Daryl said, I remember that night. See? Maybe I was drunk. Whoa, you shouldn't be drinking. That's not good for you. Drinking alcohol is not good for people when you get drunk. LOL, I don't even drink. So, Lotus said, honestly, Annie, I don't know the man. I would give him a fair chance if I met him, but no promises on liking him. Maria says, I'm not allowed to drink. Daryl says, see, she lied again. See, I'm glad I wasn't, I didn't even say it. Daryl, but which is the truth? Maria said, even if I wanted to. I can tell I wasn't in here. Somebody talking bad about somebody's husband. That ain't right. Y'all ain't even met the man. Y'all, what was said to make you all think he's not? I don't have to go back and read some comments to see why y'all don't like him. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh well, Boggy knows you, don't he? Let's see. And he said, "That's all I'm asking of Boggy." But he refuses to. Okay, well, Boggy knows him. Never mind. Let me back out of this conversation. Michelle said, hey, us women never forget. That is the truth. That and elephants never forget a damn thing. and when they do remember they're wrong, they change it. They change it. Wait a minute. It didn't happen that way. But don't believe your lying eyes. Believe this story I'm fixing to tell you. Dynamite says, hi everyone, hope everyone doing good. I'm doing good, hope you are. Lotus says, Boggy didn't like him. I caught that, I just didn't know who. Maria said, hey, why are you all over me standing by his side? Who's? No, we just tell him the truth, Maria. The truth shall set you free. I love dark chocolate. Where are you from? I am in Denton, North Carolina. I was actually born in High Point. Maria said, the females are always the victim. No, didn't say that. Don't start hollering the victim card. Daryl said, 40 likes. Oh, cool. Man, thank y'all. That is awesome. I didn't even get to check it tonight. Man, y'all were so good to me. Thank y'all. CR says, have a blessed day in the sunshine of Allah. Let's see, Lotus, like Scarface, the woman is always right, even when they lie. I don't know about all that. Rita said, yes, we're always right. Oh, I don't know about all that. I will agree to disagree. Rhonda says, were you born? You were born where, R2? In High Point? High Point, North Carolina. Maria says, even if we mistaken, you should forgive us. I never said I didn't forgive you. But remember, there comes a time when it's no longer a forgivable offense. It's kind of like, you ever heard of the story about the kid called Wolf? When you call Wolf so many times, nobody believes you anymore. So, but I'm not saying that. I'm just putting that out there. I'm not saying you called Wolf or anything like that. CR said, who else in the chat supports women's reproductive rights? Let me hear you holler. Lotus says, if you stop hating on the chickens, we will forgive you. There you go, Lotus. Tell her, I'm so mad I can't. And he said, yes, Lotus, give me time and I'll get him to warm up to my husband. Maria says, oh, okay. Daryl said, wrong channel, Carlos. That's right. Rhonda says, oh, okay, thank you. My granny always bought her furniture from High Point. Do you know a place called Big Bear? And then it turned into Food World, and now it's Harris Teeter. Maria said, no, I will never stop hating the chickens. Lotus said, Rhonda got a cool granny. Aaron said, hi. Hello, Aaron. CR said, oh, sorry, love you. Bye. See you, CR. Have a good day. Thank you for stopping in. Barbara said, how's it going, man? It's going. Thank you for stopping in again. Pablo, you care said, hi. Hello, you care. Rhonda said, yes, Lotus, thanks. Maria says, I argue with my father every day because of them. They're ruining the family. They're ruining the family, or you ruining the family for arguing about them? You were trying to take the one man's hope and dream of a chicken taken away from him. One thing the man really, really likes. I'm sure they're second to his kids and his wife, but the one thing the man likes and enjoy, y'all try to make him stop. Poor guy. It said, double tap the screen. Rhonda said, no, I was young then. Okay. Well, my great-grandfather started Food World, which is turned into Big Bear, and they managed Big Bear and then emerged with Harris Teeter in 1984. And now, well, a lot of people don't know it, but Kroger and Harris Teeter always were rivals, but now Kroger owns Harris Teeter. Let's see. I was too young. Let's see. You Care says, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Hope you are. Aaron says, helping old boss paint a school bus white. Cool. Ron said, I just remember it was always High Point, North Carolina. Oh, it's still High Point. I'm talking about the grocery store chain. Barbara said, I miss Hump Day's stream. Yep. Lotus says, I got my eyes on a Canon 9mm. I don't know what that is. I know it's the name of a gun, but I don't know my guns that good. Daryl said, chickens are only good for the butt nuggets. Daryl, you got away with words. Lotus said, it's a real nice hole puncher. There you go. Ron said, school or two. You talking about High Point University? Maria says, I'm not the only one who hates them. My mom and my sister hate them too. Only my brother likes them. Poor guys. They're being teamed up on the women. See, the women just can't stand for men to be happy. I'm just playing, Maria. Lotus said, High Point makes fire alarms, Randy. Okay. But we got a High Point, North Carolina. That's even though Thomasville is the furniture capital of the world, when they did the furniture market in High Point. Dynamite says going to be in the low 30s here in Massachusetts tonight. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 41 here. Lotus said, free the chickens. Daryl said it was 38 this morning here, Dynamite. Maria said, my father loves chickens, so my brother started loving them too. You like cars, so your sons like cars too. Men are simple. Yes, men are simple. If women would be simple, the world would be simple. See, men make the world simple. It's easy. Say what you do what you say. It's the women that make the world so hard to get along with. Jane, it was cold this AM. I didn't want to crawl out of my blankets. Adam said, Maria, we are very simple creatures. This is true. And she says it like it would offend us. We want to be like that. Lotus said, firearms, not alarms. Did I read that wrong? If I did, I'm sorry, Lotus. I didn't realize they made High Point. That must be a name makes firearms. I didn't realize that. Sorry, Lotus. Maria says, sometimes you're simple. I don't know how you are still alive because I'm simply smart enough to get the hell out of the way or make good decisions. Daryl says, High Point guns are not good. Oh, then let's don't talk about them then because High Point. Let's see. Lotus says they are not. No, they're not. Rhonda says, hey now, R2. Adam, if we only need 2 words, yep and nope. That's it. You can say yep or nope, and we go on about our business. Let's see. Michelle said it's getting cold out now. Yes, baby, it's cold outside. Lotus said 2 words, more booze. There you go. Jane said, Maria, be nice. Yeah, tell her, Jane, I'm so mad I can't. Michelle said, not all women. You're exactly right. Not all men are bad either. I'm one of the not ones so bad. Maria just, for somebody halfway across the world, Maria's got her mind set that I'm just an awful person. I don't eat right. Nothing I do is good enough for her. You would think we've known each other all our life. Let's see. Randy says, I'm not smart enough to get out of the way of a tree. Randy, I thought about that when I said that. I was hoping you wasn't in here because I did not mean it that way. Daryl said, hi, R3. Maria said, Jane, I'm nice. They started it first. No, you did. Randy said, hey, Daryl. Lotus said, LOL, why didn't you teach your son to get out the way? I thought I did. If you knew how much shit I throw at my son, tell him to be aware of his surroundings. But I will take partial blame. I believe in his mind he was scared I was going to hit him with the skid steer if he run behind us. So I think that's what happened. But everything happened so damn quick, I can't tell you. Adam said, Randy, just remember, trees are not baseballs. We don't catch them. That's right. And he said, sorry, honey, but if I become simple, it makes raising my babies a lot harder. So sorry, Pops, honey, LOL, I'm staying complex. No, if you teach your kids to be simple, life will be simple. He said, the tree that was coming at Randy, he said, nope. Randy said, I caught that tree just fine, LOL. Randy said, I've been here since the beginning. No, I didn't know that, buddy. Sorry. Thank you. And he says, hey, Randy, honey, how are you? I'm doing great. But I think you're talking about R2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. R3, I'm sorry. Adam said, Randy, you look like a cartoon nail getting drove. Yeah. Oh, Lord. I'm glad we can laugh about it, because I tell you what, it was a scary moment. Lowe's said, you did a good job, Randy. Called it right on the head. Daryl said, R3, it don't get better than Agar since that I just sent you if tonight. Randy says, hey, Andy, I'm good. You? Mary said, yes. You know what I just realized today while I was thinking? Oh, Lord, you were thinking. Let's see. I only know you for 2 months, and I feel I know you for the past 2 years at least. I know. And that's what is so wild about everybody that's, we do have some newcomers that's coming in here, but everybody in our lives, we've only known a few months. But I swear it feels like we've known everybody for years. Michelle said, Maria, are you in the UK? Annie said, fighting with Boggy over not liking my husband and watching y'all and my babies. CR7 says, hi. Hello, Fort Life. Jane said, LOL, sounds effects and all. Maria says, he's starting the problem and putting all the blame on Maria and start crying about it when the rest of the meals they're playing the victim role all the time. Maria, you sure you didn't bump your head today? Now, I'm going to give you a warning. Somebody just asked you where you from. If you were from the UK, are you going to answer them? Lotus said, multitasking signs of a good woman, good mom. Fortnite says, how are you, man? I'm doing great. I hope you are. And he said, thanks for asking, though, Randy. Adam said, if you can't laugh at this stuff, we go insane. True, very true. Like you said, simple people. Lotus, Maria's from, Lotus. He didn't ask you. He asked Maria. See, she's going to get mad because I didn't answer it. Yes, Maria's from Iraq. And he said, thank you, Lotus. Jane said, Annie, tell Boggy to get over himself. Unknown sleep, can you please advise me how we can deal with in Christians in Irish? No, like I said, we do not talk about religion in this live. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. And he said, Jane, honey, I have several times. Adam said, unknown, we do not deal with politics on this channel. And he said, BRB, Maria said, yes, I think not everybody like you. See how you're starting the problem? No, I don't see how I'm starting the problem. I'm going on about my reading. You keep bringing it up. Michelle says, I am new today. Well, thank you for stopping in. I do appreciate it. Maria says, no, I'm not from the UK. I'm from Iraq. Let's see. Jane said, well, perhaps you need to add ass kicking to your explanation, Annie. Carlo says, I'm back, y'all. Thank you, Carlo. Lotus says, Maria doesn't yell at me. I'm nice to her. I guess we better put ass kissing there, too. Adam said, Maria, I just learned something new about you today. Carlos said, besides the cats. R.A.J. says, hey, hello, Laura. Is it Laura? Hello, Laura. I hope I said that right. Northeaster Mod said, Carlo, Boggy, Jane, I like him on a cold day in hell. He is a sissy boy. Lotus said, what's up, Mods? Mod said, Lotus, whoop. Carlos said Matt, and Daryl said North. Jane, Michelle, please forgive some of us. The other few of us really do have medical reasons for being insane. I know, right? Michelle says, ha ha. Let's see. Carlos says, how are you, Matt? Let's see. See, it's hard when these stupid people come in and they have their message deleted. I'm scared I'll miss somebody. Let's see. Adam said, Jane, she is just insane, period, Michelle. Maria, I said I was thinking today, and you said you think. But when Maria said something like that, you said, stop being negative. Oh, my gosh. Stop being so negative. My excuse is my sister is insane and she drove me into insanity. Carlos said, how is your partner, Matt? Jane said, LOL, yes, but medically insane. Rhonda said, Nathan, it's okay. No need for you to keep looking in that mirror and talking to yourself, bud. We will talk to you as long as civil. Thumbs up. Rhonda says, oh, somebody stop him. Oops. Maud says, doing all right, Carlo. Been busy. She is doing good. Finally adjusted. It's been a busy couple months. Boggy said, hey, Rhonda, how are you, sister? Michelle said, got to drive home, then hook up my other grandsons up to his feeding tube. Well, be careful. Thank you for stopping in. Jordan, good evening, America. Well, good evening to you too. How to? Love from North Korea. All right, thank you, Maria. Oh my God, you're driving me insane. Who, me? LaRonda says, I'm good, Boggy. Thank you. Hope y'all are good. Maria says, Ben are unbelievable. No, we are simple people. You just said it. Make up your mind. Boggy said, nope, I'm not. Daryl said, 1 hour and 4 minutes tonight. Maria said, the bald man gets under my nerves. Lotus said, it is all sanding. Is it all sanding, Daryl? Ron said, I'm sorry, Buggy. Adam said, gotta go, everyone. Michelle, I will keep your family in my prayers. Amen. We will. Thank you, Adam. Carlos says, oh, okay, Matt, that's good to hear. She's better. Jane said, Michelle, be safe. Sounds like you have your hands full. Daryl says, you'll like it, Lotus, but yes. Maria said, North Korea? You can use the internet there? Be nice, Maria. People's got internet. I hope. I don't know. War Nova. I may say it wrong, but Russia rules. All right. How to says yes, Maria. How to says with VPN. There you go. He answered your question before you asked. See, we're such simple people. We know what you're going to ask. But I can get in trouble if they catch me. You're safe with us. We will not say a word. Boggy says, I'm 24K down and I have to deal with all of my sisters in this coming week, and I have a sissy boy harassing me, so Rhonda, I'm a mess. Maria said, but if they know, they'll take you to jail. But the old rednecks in America is worth it. James says, how to? Be careful. Boggy says, and that is $24,000 was spent on Olivia, by the way. Lotus says, I had to sand a bunch last week and have a bunch of cherry wood to sand tomorrow. How to? Yes, they will. And Maria says, and how did you learn English? From some redneck in America. Boggy said, Lotus, make a video or a live. Put of it. Daryl says, Lotus, listen up in it. How to, I'm a tour guide. James said, Boggy, you're a mess right now. Hell, you're always a mess. Let's see, looking at Adam said, looking at the conversation between Maria and how to, guys, we are lucky to live where we live. Never take it for granted. Exactly. You're exactly right, Adam. We really don't know what's going on in this world. I don't know if the guy came back earlier when he said something about we were the worst worst country on the earth. And I asked him, and he'd been to all of them, but then I had to go. I don't know if he ever come back or not. Lotus says, okay, ears on, Maria, nice. Be careful so they don't catch you. Yes, please. We want the like and we want you in here, but we don't want nobody in trouble. So please don't get in trouble. Jane said, Lotus, what are you making? Hey, if you do get caught, tell them to watch us and they'll understand. Boggy said, Jane, I'm not always a mess. How to says, I'll be careful. Jane says, right, Adam, could you imagine living in North Korea? No, I could not. Not after what I'm hearing right here. Is that OT7 said, Killer Bean. Carlos says, I'm on vacation, Matt, with Sophia, heading back home this morning. Lotus said, I thought about it just for Daryl. Mod says, been working on nitrous at the hobby shop, did bearings in the Pico 26 Max and bearings, piston sleeves on a Jammin JPX 28, working on a, all right, y'all two, 3.3 now and broke a rod. Lotus said 1 hour sanding video. One hour sanding. How to said North Korea is beautiful. Oh, I'm not saying it's not beautiful, but if you can get in trouble for being on the internet, I hate that for you. Boggy says, don't Lotus, maybe by you find in the rat. James said, safe travels, Carlo and Sophia. Edit says, hey, Joe. Boggy says, Jane, I'm fine physically. Mon says, oh, nice, Carlo. When did you go that, man? Jane said, how to, we will never see it in person. Carlos said, thank you, Jane. How to said, there are a few flights from China every day. Jane said, Boggy, it's questionable. Rusty, hey, hello, Rusty. He says, hi, Randy. Olivia says, you suck at lying, Boggy. Just because we are simple creatures. But you must be escorted by an authorized tour guide. Maria said, the worst thing ever that might happen to you, that your government catch you watching a live of a bald American man and you go to jail because of it. it doesn't worth it. It isn't worth it's what she's saying. I think we don't want nobody in trouble. So I mean, please don't get in trouble over it. Carlos said, went down south, Matt, and a place called Australian Lynn. It's really beautiful, but it's so cold. Adam says, how to have ever that before about an authorized tour guide, and they have to be very careful on that. They show you and what they say. Levy said, was a talk about the back pains, the cough, the headaches, want me to keep going. Rhonda said, what is going on here? Brian says, how you Volvo? I hadn't had old Volvo cranked up in a little while. I'm really going to have to make some time. Lotus said, I have a Jado sitting next to me ready to go. Adam said, yes, I will agree. Living in America is not traveling the world. You have no idea how good we have it. You're exactly right. Jane, how do you have to have a YouTube channel? Seventh said, what is your body count? I don't know what you mean by body count. If you're talking about how many people I killed, none. But then again, if I had, I wouldn't tell you. But anyway, how to says yes, no pictures allowed without permission. James said, hi, Brian. Carlos said, we are 2 hours from the city of Perth, Matt. Rhonda says, R2's phone is going off. Yeah, I think we got two people talking like crazy back and forth. Let's see. Boggy says, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't even know her. How to said, it's not my channel. Oh, I mean, he's nice enough to be in here. Y'all don't get him in trouble. Maria says, North Korea is indeed beautiful, but the rules so hard there. Are you able to travel to places like that, Maria? I mean, you know that firsthand. I don't know. I don't even know where it's at. You know, my geological map is shot. Silly P says, I'm being stalked by a hooker. Run, damn it, run. Edit says, how has the wife been, man? Do you know my wife? Is that why you asking that question? Let's see who this is. Yeah, I don't trust too many people. I'm sorry. Let's see. No, Maud says, sounds nice, Carlo. How to said, our supreme leader is a great man. Maria says, that's why people prefer to go to South Korea. Boggy says, I am a simple creature. Maria says, from now on, I'll call you Simple Randy. It's fine with me. Carlos said, thanks, Matt. Lotus says, if you learn nothing else today, stay the hell out of North Korea. Boggy said, it's called dusting yourself off and getting back on the job. Carlos said, that's cool. You've been working the hobby shop, Matt. Levy said, come out here now. We need to talk. Boggy. Talk now, Boggy. Jonathan's got my heart with the ice cream, that's for sure. Mod says doing the belt tensioner on the Mini Cooper S this weekend. Should be fun. First one I got from Amazon was junk. The second month's going OEM this time. Lotus says, run, Buggy, as fast as you can. Ah, hell, take your time. She can't catch you. Buggy says, ooh, this Nicholas guy is in trouble. It sounds like it. I'm glad we don't use real names out here. That way we don't know who he is. Buggy said, hey, Lotus, want to make a bet? Mod says, Carlo, yeah, I have been taking care of the nitro stuff and basically getting free parts and fuel. Lotus says, body count means how many of you slept with in your life. Oh, good law. I don't know, 2 maybe? I don't know. I'd have to. I ain't got time to count to 3. Let's see. Carlos says, yeah, better get in OEM stuff, Matt. Jane said, oh, snap, Nicholas. Lotus says, I bet $1 versus your Supra. Carlos said, awesome, Matt. I just moved the stupid thing that takes off. Let's see. Awesome, Matt. Jane says, not Nicholas Honey. Olivia said, no, Lotus, I like my brother alive, not on the ground having respiratory attacks. Edith says, yes, I do. If you do, then you know better than to ask that question, unless you're trying to cause trouble. Maud says, Carlo got me a piston sleeve and rod for the Jammin JPX. Olivia said, no, Jane, this is not a joking matter. Jane, okay, Challenger, good luck with that. Edith says, what do you mean, Jane? You said, it is to me. Carlos said, great, Matt. Kudos from OFNA. It. Carlos said, when did I bring a respiratory attack? Jane asking how your wife is. We don't talk about spouses or exes. Edith said, sure. Maria says, in North Korea, you can't travel outside the country if you can't have internet or other stuff to communicate with other people in the world. That's not allowed. You can go to jail for doing it or worse. See, I think that is pitiful, which part of that I can kind of understand because people lie, but I'd hate to be in that position. Let's just say that. Muhammad Sam says, Persian Gulf. Edith says, by the way, have you heard from Mike? Tell you what, Edits, until you let me know who you are, I'm not going to be reading your comments anymore. I don't play games, and I really don't like the game playing on my channel. So you can let me know who you are one way or the other, or I'll just quit reading your chats. See, Mama, Persian Gulf. He likes Persian Gulf. Olivia says, you know what I'm done? He is busting it off as a joke, and I'm tired of it. Paige said, smells like KKK in here. Do you know what KKK smells like? And Sam said, Persian Gulf. I think he likes Persian Gulf, everybody. Rusty says, we don't, Jane. Lotus says, I don't need that answer. Just explaining. Jane says, nope, Rusty. At least some of us, LOL. Buggy, yeah, sleep it off. You be okay, kid. Jane, Stephen W., move on. Buggy, and Lotus, you didn't do anything, friend. Paige. Imagine if it wasn't racist. Lotus, y'all did, all I did was offer a friendly pond. This is my egg. Buggy said, I think she is several pissed off at me. Maria said, see, I know a lot of information about the world. I'm your Google map. Buggy, you think way to go meathead? Letter said, sucks, but you might have to play nice. Tom, your country is a joke. If you think so, whatever. If you don't like our country, I'm sorry, but what country are you from? Ukrainian Tom, is that Ukraine? Is that where you're from? I think your country's nice. Thank you. Thank you for your comment. I hate that you don't like us. I like you though. Letter says part of the family don't have to like it. Boggy says no. I don't know what did either. Letter says could always sleep in the shop. Could always sleep in the shop. We know that's not comfortable. Those edits. Well, I am sorry, man. I will get out of your hair. Sorry if I caused any trouble. I might have thought you were someone else. No, I had somebody come in there, just to let you know before you go, I had somebody come in there and say something, and something was said about it. There's stories behind me that none of y'all know, okay? And you come in there and start talking certain things, and certain people try to set people up. I don't like it. I don't like games. If you want to talk to me, you be straight up. Don't play games with me whatsoever. If you don't like it, I'm sorry, you can leave. But I don't play games with you or anybody else. Somebody there, you need a dog. Yeah, I do. Something's going on. Maria, maybe I'll just, or maybe it's just a ghost. Yeah, I hope so. Rusty, hi, Lotus. What's up, Rusty? Ukraine would be flat by now if the U.S. didn't give them tons of equipment. Carlos said, okay, y'all got to go. Sophie getting that soon. I'll have a great evening. See you, Carlo. Thank you for stopping in. Y'all have safe travels. Rusty said, bye, Carlo. And Lotus says, later, Carlo, Northeast. And Mom says, all right, Carlo. All right, everybody. I didn't realize it's already 8 o'clock. I don't like stepping over on Daryl's time and everything. So I want to tell all y'all, thank y'all for staying in, and I appreciate you watching while I did the car. And to all the comments that I missed by doing the car, I apologize. Y'all have a good day, good night whenever you're watching this. Remember, keep it silly. And I do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you.